I played the Sims 4 base game for the first time, and I want to share my honest thoughts and feelings on the Sims 4 with no packs installed. Over the last few months, I have made 23 videos using only the base game, spending a lot of time understanding what the game has to offer. The Sims 4 came out in 2014, and the first Sims game created by Will Wright was made in the year 1989 called SimmmShadyyy. This was then developed into The Sims in the year 2000. The Sims is a series of life simulation games developed by Maxis and published by Electronic Arts. Being a new player whose only previous Sims game was The Sims 3 Ambitions on mobile, I definitely have a fresh perspective. This video will talk about what the Sims 4 base game offers, if it's worth it, things I liked and didn't like, my final thoughts, if you can play The Sims with no packs. Now, one major part of the base game is CAS. CAS stands for Create a Sim. Sims creation is an important aspect of the Sims 4 game. Customization happens from head to toe, just like real life. So walking into creating the video, how good is base game CAS? It was really important that the game offered a lot of customization. Now we have 8 different outfits we can pick for different occasions, which I firstly want to ask, why have this available in the base game without seasons? Make it make sense. You can customize your Sims' face, hair, accessories, outfits. Base customization is great, but I think there are some limitations here. The eyes were a very confusing thing for me. Why do majority of them have eyeliner attached when we have a separate section for makeup? That was very irritating when trying to customize my Sim. And I know only recently we have been given the options of adding eyelashes. That's insane. It took that long to get eyelashes. And now that we have them, we only have 2. And I'm sorry, but they're giving chunky. It's not good enough. I have even seen feedback online saying that the eyelashes that came with a pack were better looking than the ones that came with the base game, which is super unfortunate to see. Now there's 99 female frame hairs, and one of them is created by D Sims. 2 are from a Christmas pack, and 1 is from a reward event I completed. There are 60 male frame hairs, there are 64 child hairs, 31 toddler hairs, and 9 infant hairs. From even those numbers, you can see what frame was favored in comparison to the other frames. I do think that the hairs are good, but are definitely giving 2014, which is nearly 11 years ago. We need more updates, we need more hairs. I am grateful they continue to do free updates to give us more 2025 styles rather than the dated styles that's not for everyone. Clothing and shoes were difficult for me personally. There were a lot of options available, but it didn't feel like there were a lot of styles. In my video on CAS, I did successfully create a Sim, but I can't lie, I don't think it was easy, just due to the style of Sim I was going for. Luckily in The Sims 4, you can download custom content. I created a video on my reaction to custom content, and I can't lie, it was a game changer. Of course, depending on the story I'm trying to tell, I would be able to utilize the clothes available, but I do think there are some limitations here. There is also a section that showcases styled looks. Styled looks seems like a great concept for those of us who don't really want to fully customize our Sims. But the style looks were definitely giving. It's giving Camp Rock. It's giving Hannah Montana. It's giving 2014. The build buy in the base game definitely has a lot. I mean, I had 6 to 7 lots full when I placed every single item down. There is a lot, which is honestly to be expected. There is definitely different styles, but I do feel that more versatility wouldn't be frowned upon. More is always going to be better to hit the mark on those different architecture designs. But I'm going to be honest, I was able to build a community lot, a starter home, a Christmas home, and a modern build just fine with the base game. A huge lack is trying to fill the home with clutter. There is not enough clutter in the base game. As a new builder, I did get overwhelmed as building a whole house top to bottom wasn't easy. Something that really did help me was finding real homes online as inspiration. But then there was a challenge of trying to get the scale right, but I did learn very quickly that these images should be used as inspiration, not as a copy and paste situation. Girl, roofing is not for the weak. It is super overwhelming and hard, especially on my community lot build, I used a diagonal wall and it was giving me a tough time from trying to make it match but then also make sense, but I can't think of any ideas that would help make this easier. The building UI was easy for me to understand. I definitely think the more you build, the more you remember the items available to then start to utilize them in different ways. A dream of mine is to get to a point with building where I can make really cool and creative ideas. Something the base game lacks is swatches on certain items. The Sims definitely gives chaotic vibes and wanting to have super quirky colors and designs, but like, it's 2025. I'm trying to see some staple pieces like the new kitchen set. It recently came out. So gorgeous. The new color swatches added to the existing sets. Chef's kiss. More. Overall, you will be able to build homes with the base game. Let's talk about gameplay. Of course, we can control our Sims and look after them, but depending on the person will determine the gameplay. I love a game that gives me some sort of direction to help inspire me to think of some gameplay opportunities. I made sure to look over careers, aspirations, skills, and traits. These are some key features that The Sims 4 uses to help us have a life simulation game. Careers are an awesome way to have something to constantly work on. Progressing your career and getting rewards and benefits when you progress is an awesome incentive. There is a system The Sims 4 has where you have some tasks to complete to get promoted and a bar to see how you are progressing. I do love that. It makes it exciting to see what benefits are in store when you continue to work on your career. But, and a big but, the to-do list you're given after each promotion is such a bore. So repetitive. I love me a good cozy game that gives me some tasks to do, which I thought would be the experience I have with the careers. But unfortunately, it was just the same thing over and over, and it made it really boring. Skills are something I just wanted to dive into. When walking into skills, I didn't really know what I was walking into. Oh, wow. Speaking about repetitive, this was so repetitive. I committed myself to trying to max every skill. And that took a lot out of me. I did skills before jumping into careers and aspirations. Definitely don't recommend maxing all the skills in a short period of time, but I'm just crazy like that. Aspirations is like a side hobby whilst you complete the main thing being your career. It does definitely help with the boring vibes you get when trying to get promoted. These definitely feel very tutorial-like. They do help guide and assist in giving you something to do. One of the most confusing ones for me was the botanist one. Gardening and doing this, that, and the other was really hard for me to understand. And still, to be honest, I don't understand like how fertilizing and grafting works. I do love aspirations once completed gives you a rewarded trait, and it also helps you get satisfaction points. Satisfaction points are used in a separate reward store, which I did enjoy seeing you could get different traits and potions to help spice up your game. I think aspirations are a great tutorial, and also if you're really good at them, you can do multiple aspirations throughout your Sims lifespan. Traits are something that are definitely needed in a life simulation. It allows us to personalize our Sims. We have 4 categories: emotional, hobby, lifestyle, and social. What is so awesome is within each trait, we can see some effects it will have in-game. Whether that's when a Sim is hot-headed, so they tend to be more angry and can rile other Sims up, or a goofball who will have more playful moodlets. I love the idea of having 2 positive traits and 1 negative, just to spice up the game and keep it interesting. Look, here on this channel, we love us some death and woohoo! I love me a spicy game, okay? We have 11 deaths and 4 woohoo spots. The deaths were good. 2 to 3 of them I was like, okay. But majority of them I enjoyed. I really like how extra the deaths can be. Something I wish was a little easier, or could be like a good addition, is being able to kill Sims not in your household easier. If it's in the game already, I wasn't able to figure it out. But if it's not in the game, it needs to be added. Because what do you mean I have to add you to my household to kill you? Woohoo spots being 4 is insane to me. That was truly such a disappointment. Like I said in my video, the fact that shower woohoo is not in the base game is crazy to me. Hot tub was 100% my favorite, but the fact that that was given as a birthday present from The Sims when hot tubs were behind a paywall for a period of time, that will continue to be insane to me. The poor people that bought the pack excited to have hot tubs for the first time. Oh, but here comes The Sims giving it to everyone for free. Happy birthday, I guess? 4 is not enough. Like, nah, we get 11 deaths, but we get 4 woohoo spots? That's a disgrace. nice. I wanted to see what gameplay was available aside from what I've already spoken about. I firstly looked at the hidden aspiration for grilled cheese. Hey, that was definitely Sims coded. I love that when you think of the Sims, you think of their like personality trait being so quirky and chaotic. And that's exactly what this hidden aspiration gave. It was fun and very interesting to complete. I like that it had the perk of being able to summon a grilled cheese. Like if you don't want low hunger, finish the grilled cheese aspiration. I then looked at 2 hidden lots. They were kinda underwhelming. Willow Creek has a magical tree and Oasis Springs has a forgotten grotto. It's pretty, but what am I gonna do there? What is the point? Not really anything. So very, very underwhelming, I can't lie. Then I looked at 2 ways to avoid death, but I like death, so it was tough for me. So there's a death flower. One way you can use it is by gifting it to the Grim Reaper before he reaps a soul. And then the second way is by making a drink. The drink's called Shadow Realm, so the death flower is an ingredient in that drink. But if you have this drink sitting nearby, Grim will drink it rather than reaping the soul of your sim. Now, I ain't gonna front here. The death flower honestly seems like a really difficult thing to get, and I cheated it as I just wanted to see how the death flower works. I think it would be super beneficial in like Legacy Challenge, but for casual gameplay, it does feel like a lot of effort. But I definitely like that it's in the game. I think it's a good thing to have. Not everyone is chaotic like me and wants death in their game. The last thing I looked into was the Tragic Clown. Super iconic character, a super cool concept, like being a painting and all. I truly enjoyed meeting the Tragic Clown, but look, there isn't a lot of gameplay or anything tied to it to make me want to use it again. It's just super cool that it's there. All in all, The Sims 4 has a lot to offer. I do think they made the base game like this for a reason. To promote buying packs. They want to give you a taste, but not a whole lot. It does provide a great foundation, but I do think there could be some additions that would be super beneficial. I am super happy they still do base game updates and add more content even though the base game is free. Super important that they do continue to give the players what they deserve. When thinking of The Sims based on all I know, I think the perfect way to put it is there is enough to love The Sims, but once you love it, it's never enough. I truly appreciate you coming on this journey of the base game with me. It's been a long time coming for this review, 24 videos, including this one to be exact, but those are my honest thoughts on the base game in 2025. It is now time to step into our next era of taking the journey of packs and everything that the game can now bring. I have spent all my money on this game. I got one bonus and I spent it all and I've bought every single pack. This game is expensive and I want to see if it's worth it. Thank y'all again for joining me on today's video. I'm very excited to continue the journey with you. If you would like to join us, please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see you in the next video. With that being said, SimmmShadyyy is out. Bye! Yo, trying to get all my thoughts together on all the videos I've done and try and make it organized and make sense was really hard, but I hope I did okay. I hope the script was okay. I hope it made sense. I just really hope it made sense, and if it touched one person's soul, that's all I need. I just want to help provide a different perspective. The base game is complete. We can now get into packs. The base game is complete. And those who watch the whole video, the first pack, it's outdoor treat.